Hi everyone. So for my educational leader interview, I decided to interview my cousin Caroline right here, and she is a third grade teacher, and we did this interview on Friday the 27th. So I asked her about her roles and responsibilities, and she told me that she feels like there's an endless list of her roles and responsibilities as a teacher, especially since she is the only teacher in her classroom because of the teacher shortage. She used to have a TA in there, but now she doesn't. And she listed off these seven, which are, of course, stating the obvious, but the top responsibility is teaching her students, to protect her students, make sure that they transition to their next class in a timely manner without interrupting any of the classes that are going on at the moment. And then just, something I kind of laughed about was sometimes she needs to help her students tying their shoelaces. I don't know why, but when she said that, I did giggle a little bit because I thought that was a little funny. Of course, assign homework and grade their work, and then post their grades in the grade book. And she explained to me that a typical day is that she always has a lesson plan. She has a slides presentation for the day, and she has activities to go over with her students. And she has a slide on the screen in the classroom presenting to the students what they're going to be doing for the day, their schedule, etc., as they're walking in the class. So, two leadership styles that I think Caroline has is that she's very organized and nurtures growth. So, of course, as I stated before, she has a lesson plan. So that's why I think she's organized, because she knows and her students know what assignments they're going to be completing for the day. Leaders say leadership involves giving clean directions, aiming for success, and developing and motivation a team. I found that in one of the articles for this week's reading, and I thought that was pretty cool. Caroline is committed to her students and truly cares about them. She wants them to succeed beyond the classroom. I know that for a fact because sometimes I have popped into Caroline's classrooms if I had a day off or something, and I'll go like sit in the corner, and sometimes I'll walk around, see how her students are doing, and they genuinely feel like safe in her classroom, and they're not really confused, and if they are confused, they aren't scared to ask her questions, which is really great because I have seen students struggle because they're too scared to ask their teachers questions. So, decision making. I told her that I know a lot of sorry, I don't know why I zoned out. I told her that I know a lot of teachers who choose to have a slide presenting as their students are walking in. So I asked her why she chose that method as well. She explained to me that she wants to keep things nice and simple. She doesn't want to confuse herself, she doesn't want to confuse her students or anybody else. She still wants to keep it fun, but she wants the vibes of her room to be simple at the start of the day. That's exactly what she told me. And then she went on to explain to me that she tried a few different methods and it was trial and error to figure out what worked best for her, but in the end, she likes what she does now and she'll continue to use this method. Learning experiences. Caroline has been teaching for a handful of years and she's taught various grades through first and fifth, and she explained to me that different methods work for each different grade level. She told me a story about how she tried a teaching method with her first and fifth grade classes. Her first grade class seems to succeed when she included a lot of pictures in their learning. However, it wasn't the same when it came to her fifth graders. They thought it was pretty silly and didn't pay much attention unless it had to do with something they're interested in, like a favorite video game, their favorite TV show, a favorite character, etc. Assessment and evaluation. So Caroline was telling me about the amount of homework that she assigns to her students, and basically to sum it all up, What she told me is that the amount of homework a student goes home with depends on how much they get done in class. So if they're being attentive and doing their work in class, they're going to have little to no homework to do later on that day. However, if a student is goofing off and just not really paying attention to what's going on in school, they will have a handful of work to complete on their own time. So pretty much it is up to the student as to how much homework they will be getting. Fridays. Caroline explained to me that she tries to not give her students homework on Fridays because, after a long school week, you don't really want to go home you don't want to go home on a Friday with work, and she understands that feeling. However, if she knows that there's a big assessment or some big assignment or project coming up, she will sadly have to assign some homework so that the students can prepare themselves. But she tries to keep it nice and simple, and just she doesn't want to overwhelm her students. She wants them to enjoy their weekend. That's something that's very important to her. The last thing is worksheets. She explained to me that she will never send home a huge packet of work to do for her students. She just sends home a few worksheets, and she told me that the maximum amount of worksheets she will send home a student with is 3. Optimism and positive thinking. Something she really stressed when we got to this point in the interview is that you need to believe in your students, because if you don't believe in them, they won't believe in themselves. And something she explained to me is that they know what you're thinking just by body language and your face movements and stuff like that. So if you think you're showing that you believe in them but you actually don't, they will know that. And then something else she was telling me is that you need to go into every day with a positive attitude. Even if you woke up feeling not the greatest, you need to still go into school with a positive attitude, or you and your students will have a rough day. And then something I found interesting on one of the articles for this week's reading is success as a leader depends on 5 factors: character, potential attitude, adaptability to the environment, and passion. And I truly believe that Caroline has all 5 of those factors because she's an amazing teacher and an amazing leader. Advocating. Caroline really actually reminds me of a teacher that I had for 3rd and 4th grade. She advocated a lot for us. She always took up for us, and she didn't let anyone treat us badly. Caroline has stuck with her students through thick and thin, and she keeps in contact with a bunch of them. I believe it was either this year or next year's graduating class will be her first batch of students that are graduating, if that makes sense. And I know that makes her very excited and happy. She truly has a passion for her students and cares deeply about them. Passion provides the emotion in a leadership exchange, and just reading that sentence in one of the articles for this week's reading really just reminded me of Caroline. And then she was telling me about how one day during lunch she heard a fellow teacher talking not so kindly about a student, and she stuck up for them, which I thought was really cool. In conclusion, Caroline's an amazing teacher, and she taught me a lot today. And throughout the entire interview, all I could think was, wow, I just can't wait to be done with school and just become a teacher myself. And I really appreciated her taking time out of her day so I can interview her. She taught me a lot about her day-to-day life. And honestly, I was really shocked that there are some teachers out there that talk unkindly about their students, and I really hope that I don't run into anything like that. But yeah, that was my presentation. I hope you guys liked it. Thanks.